All right, let's go ahead and start off this lesson, lesson 3, by drawing some circles. So I'm going to go C, enter for circle. And I'm going to come over here to the left side of my screen, and I'm going to draw some circles. I'm going to draw my first circle there. Down below it, I'm going to draw another circle. Now, while I'm doing this, notice that my O snap's taken over. I'm getting the nearest point, all that. For sure, nearest point is a pain, but honestly, right now, I'm just going to turn off O snap entirely and come over here and draw some circles. I don't want to be snapping in to other things as I'm doing this. Draw a row of 4 circles there, or a column, and another column of 4 circles here. Doesn't matter what exact size and all that, just a couple of rows of circles, or sorry, columns of circles. Next, I'm going to go L for line. I'm going to draw a little zigzag line back and forth. And there was 8 circles. Here I'm going to draw at least 8 lines, 8 to 10 lines. And that looks pretty good there. Just back and forth, zigzagging back and forth. Last but not least, I'm going to draw some arcs. Remember, you go A for arc, you're going to go click, 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 draw your first arc. Space bar will repeat the arc command. Then you go click, 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 draw another one. And click 3 times. Space bar, and then click 3 times. And again, draw 8 or 10 arcs on the screen. Doesn't matter exactly where they are. That looks good. All right, so there's what we got, those things drawn on the screen. Now, the thing we're going to do here in this lesson is a little bit of selection steps, how to select things. So first, typically when we're selecting things, we're going to do the erase command is an often way we select things. So we're going to go E for erase, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just click. I'm going to select this one highest circle here, the highest line there, and the highest arc there. And then I'm just going to hit enter. Now, again, to do that, that was just E for erase, E, enter. And it asked me select objects, erase, select objects. So I'm just going to click, click, and click. And select those 3 objects, hit enter, and they're off the screen. Now, I don't want to leave those off the screen. I want to go ahead and bring them back. So I'm going to go U, enter, and bring those back. So that was one way of selecting them. That was called just the select pick box. So now I'm going to go E for erase again. This time I'm going to pick them with a window. What a window is I click up and above the objects to the left over here. Click, release, and pull a box down and around. Now notice how this works. Not selecting anything, not selecting anything, nothing, nothing. Oh, and there it selected it. Once it's entirely included inside there, it selects. So there I'm going to select that one arc or one circle there. I'm going to click again to select that one circle there, that one line, and that one arc. So works the same way. I could have also done it with one big one, but there I would have gotten different numbers of those, not just the top one. Once those are selected, you hit enter, and it erases those. Said 4 total objects found. All right, once again, I'm going to hit U and undo, so U enter. Now I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to go E for erase. I'm going to click over here on the right-hand side, E, enter. I'm going to click and release, and it makes me another box, but this was a different looking box. It's a green dashed box. Now notice what happens here. If I pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it up, right there, as soon as it touches the object, it selects them. So everything it touches, it selects. So on this one, I'm going to erase my top 2 arcs, my top 2 lines, and my top 2 circles by using a crossing. Selected 2, 2, and 2. I'm going to hit enter and erase all those. And then I'm going to hit U and undo. All right, those are back. So now I'm going to show you 2 more options here. I'm going to go E for erase. This time, this is a crossing polygon, it's called. I'm going to start over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to click and hold. And notice I can make this a regular shaped thing. Now, if I go like this and back and forth, ooh, I can make some really neat designs. But it really is not real useful, this really neat, nifty design thing. And if you sit here and do this for 5 minutes, I guarantee you're going to lock up your computer and you're going to lose everything you do. So I suggest not doing that. But instead, let's see how this actually works as a tool. For this, I'm going to start off by doing the top 1 arc, top 2 lines, top 3 circles. So 1, 2, and 3 in each column. I'm going to start over here at the top to the right, and I'm going to come across. Now I'm going to just draw this little irregular shaped thing down, dip it down there, and then I'm going to come back up. Going to come over here, dip it down to there. Going to come back up and top 1, 2, 3 circles and come back up. Now notice I barely touched those with that little polygon shape, and I hit enter and it erases those. Again, that's E for erase. Click and hold, drag it down, drag it down, drag it down. Oops, I missed that one. There we go. And there I got it selected. Okay, I'm going to hit undo. Last but not least is the erasing window polygon. So I'm going to go erase, window polygon. Same thing. I'm going to start over here on the left-hand side though. I'm going to click and hold and bring this shape down and around. Now, I never use this one. Again, you have to draw this irregular shape around your objects entirely, like so, and like so. I think that's kind of cumbersome to use, and oh, then I misclicked a little bit, and I got some other things selected. So click and hold, whoops, and there I missed it. Click and hold, oh, there I missed it again. Oh, there I got a crossing, and you know, I just don't like this. If you get used to using this, that's great. And see, I keep getting a crossing. Anyway, so I don't like it. I don't use this one much, but you can kind of play with it there and see what you got and see what you can select. I don't like when it gives other parts out there, and then I just don't get anything I want. Main thing for erasing, you've got to figure out what works for you. I mostly, 90% of the time, I'll use a crossing. And I'll select things with a crossing and erase them. So right now, I want you to do that. Go E for erase. However you want to select these things, erase all of those on the screen and hit enter, and bam, you're done. Okay, so now, next for our assignment. We're actually going to do this little next part. We're going to go C for circle. Going to pick a start point out here in the middle-ish somewhere for a circle. Click, and I'm going to make it a 2-inch radius circle. So I'm just going to type 2 and hit enter. Whatever size that appeared on your screen, go ahead and zoom in on it. And now I want to draw 3 more circles. So I'm going to go C for circle. I want this circle to attach to the center of this other circle. Well, right now I'm not selecting the center point. Well, because my O-snap's not turned on. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to turn on O-snap. Hover over the edge of the circle. As soon as that little green dot in the center appears, you're going to click. And now I can draw my circle. I'm going to come down there a little ways, something about like that. I'm going to draw another circle. Hover over the edge of it. Click. About like that. And about like that. Made like a little target. Try to make this space, and this space all about equal. You don't want them really tight in there like this, or some of the next steps we're going to do is going to be difficult. So have them look like that, and that is great. From there, I'm going to go L for line, and draw a little zigzag of line back and forth across here. And again, kind of what we did before, 8 or 10 lines across there, like so. Make sure your lines hang out past the edge of the circle a little bit, and it'll make our next steps a little bit easier. Once you have that done, we're going to learn a new command. I'm going to zoom out a little bit by scrolling, pan a little bit to the side. I'm going to copy this to the side. Now, I want you to use the actual copy command in CAT, not just select it, Control-C, Control-V. You have some more options in the copy command, and I want you to learn those options. So let's practice with the copy command. So CO is copy, or CP. Select it however you want. I'm going to use a window, and I'm going to hit enter once it's selected. Once it's selected, it asks for the base point down here. Select base point. I'm going to go right there to the center of the circle and copy it just straight to the side. Now, I want it to go straight to the side, so I'm going to go down here and turn polar on. And what about there? So there's my second copy. Once it's copied, I'm going to hit escape, and it's deselected. I'm going to hit spacebar to repeat the copy command. I'm going to select both of those, and I'm going to copy them straight down. One down to about there, and zoom out a little bit, and one down to about there. And once those are both copied, I'm going to hit escape. And now I have 6 of those shapes on my screen. All right, so now, for my first one. Again, another new command here. I want to cut off these lines out here on the outside edge. To do that, I'm going to go C for circle, or not C for circle. I'm going to go TR for trim. I'm going to go TR for trim and hit enter. And I'm going to click on that line. Click, click, click. Notice everything I click on is then cut off. I'm going to go down this one side here and do that. Well, that works really nice. But however, there's a little bit easier, quicker way. If I just click and hold above here, just draw a dashed line. And everything that's selected is erased and trimmed off. And hit enter, and you're done. I'm going to hit undo and do that one more time. So it was TR, enter for trim. And I'm going to click one at a time, or I can just like so. Now, if you mess up and you go like this, oh no, you erased extra things. Hit undo, and it'll come back. That's you enter, and they'll come back. You enter, they'll come back. You enter, they'll come back. And then you can get rid of them again. All right, so there was that first one. Beautiful. Hit enter, you're done. Moving on to the second one. I'm going to go TR for trim, and hit enter. This we're going to do just the opposite. I want to take out all of these lines on the inside. Before I took all these ones on the outside off. Here I want to take all the ones on the inside off. So I'm going to come in here, start taking these off, and notice not only is it trim, but it's also erase. Now I can zoom back and forth like so. Now release my line, or release my cursor, my mouse, and I can go in here and I can keep trimming and erasing. Here a couple versions ago, they combined erase and trim to one in this. So it erases and it trims. And that's what I was looking for, is getting rid of all that stuff. Now I'm going to do it one more time. TR enter for trim. Click and hold. And just come out here and I can release and I can release and I can release, get a few at a time. Draw this little ziggy-zag line all over the place and erase that stuff out. Now, it takes a little bit to get it all, but there you go. Everything's trimmed out nicely. If you accidentally come out here, oh no, hit U, enter, and undo that if you actually did that. So you go, hit enter, and it's got that one done. Let's go ahead and look at our next one here. On our next one, we're going to go TR for trim again. Now, that one I think took a little bit of time. You had to go zigzagging back and forth a bunch. This one, we're going to do it a little bit differently. So it's TR for trim. Notice here there's some options. We have the cutting edges option. You can either click on it there or just hit T, enter for cutting edge. So you hit T, enter. So it's TR, enter, and then T, enter. Now I'm going to just pick this outside circle. Click, hit enter, and now notice how easily done this is. Whoops, if you go too far there, you get it all. So oops, don't do that. Try it again. Draw your line from there to there, and there it's got all of that just like that easily. Again, TR for enter, or TR for trim, T for enter, click the circle, and hit enter, and now I'll just draw a line across all of that stuff, and you're good. All right, very good. Let's look at our next one. Let's go TR for trim. This time we're going to do cutting edges again. Going to pick my outside two circles with my cutting edges and hit enter. And this time I'm going to just draw a nice, careful circle right around there. And trim off all those lines in between there. That's all I did on that one. Just trimmed them in between those two circles. All right. Next, we're going to go TR for trim. Again, we're going to do cutting edges. And I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. I'm going to hit enter. This time I'm going to trim off my outside ones, like I did on that first one. Then I'm going to leave that next one. Then I'm going to come in one more circle here. And I'm going to trim off these. And I'm going to trim out my center. Trimmed basically every other one off by selecting all the circles with my cutting edges and then just selecting the lines in between. Okay. Last but not least, on this one, just trim it out however you like. Make it look your options on how to trim it. Now, this is what I've been doing the last couple class periods, and I thought it looked kind of cool, so that's what I'm going to do again. And now on this, if you accidentally draw a line and you get a little bit crooked, you can always undo. So if this one, as I come in here and I go, oh no, I didn't want to trim out that, hit U, enter, and undo it. And there we go. So that's what I did on mine. Again, you can do yours any old thing you want. Try to make that last one look cool. All right, that is it. Zoom out a little bit. Get it zoomed in there nicely, something kind of like that. Do your snipping and submit this as lesson 3. There's a lesson 3 place there. Hand this in. All right, good luck.